The season does not end for the Marian Knights today, but the regular season does. Welcome to our final doubleheader of the year on the ISC Sports Network, featuring the Marian University Knights as they take on one of the two teams that have a victory against them this season. That would be the Huntington University Foresters. Alongside Jan Bozier, my name is Greg Rakestraw. And Jan, while the Marian Knights know they will have at least 3 more home games in this building, maybe as many as 5, this is officially senior day. And you and I have been lucky. We were just trying to drop in this stat off the air. We're going to see an NAI regional here for a 6th consecutive year a couple of weeks from now. That's a heck of a streak this program has put together. But you can match the accomplishments of this senior class against all the ones that came before them, other than, say, those 2 red banner teams from the mid-2000 teens under Katie Gerald's in the NAI D2 days. This quartet has been fantastic.
Yeah, it really has. We've been blessed to be able to see a whole lot of good basketball, and the seniors that represent this year have been a foundation for a lot of victories for these Marian Knights.
As far as the Knights are concerned, again, you have the McNally twins that are going and being honored as far as senior day is concerned. Kenna Kirby, that is part of that group as well. Olivia Faust is of that class, but Olivia is planning on coming back next year. She had a redshirt season from an injury standpoint. And again, Marian had a couple of hiccups in January. Lost to St. Francis at home, went to Fort Wayne and beat St. Francis. Lost to Huntington on the road. Today, Jan, is their chance to avenge that other loss this year, too.
Yeah, no question. They want to get a win back on Huntington. But in my opinion, Greg, right now, these women, the Marian Lady Knights, are playing their best basketball. For me, that's key. They had a little bit of lull there. Some unfortunate things happened, and they've got refocused, and I really believe they're playing their best basketball now and are ready for tournament play.
And again, Huntington, you saw their record on the screen. They are 18-9. They are solid. And that's what Chana, not a depleted roster, because again, they've got 9 players, but there's not much depth. They have 10 players on the roster. 9 are in uniform, and they're approaching a 20-win season.
Yeah, they are. And let me tell you something. They're not real tall, but they got 4 or 5 girls that can all handle, can all score, and that makes them a little more difficult to guard. It should be a good matchup.
They are also an all-Indiana team, every player. And frankly, Marian, St. Francis, and possibly Spring Arbor will all likely be regional host sites. But those 3 teams know, hey, listen, you're going to make the NAIA National Tournament. Both Bethel and Huntington, the next couple of games for them are huge, because those 2 teams will likely play each other in the opening round of the tournament on Tuesday night. That could almost be a national tournament playing game, so this is a big stretch for Huntington.
Yeah, it really is, and they wanted, this could be huge. If they could get 2 on the Knights, how big would that be for them today? But specifically, Greg, going into the tourney, you want to win on a winning note today for so many reasons, for the Knights and for Huntington Foresters.
So, before we get to our national anthem, we're going to have a presentation that will come up first. You see the head coach in Santana Anderson. You also see the gentleman behind her wearing the Riley Wildcats. That is the high school alma mater of Coach Anderson, and she is part of their Hall of Fame class this year from an athletic standpoint. Obviously, because of her job here, sometimes can get busy and didn't have a chance to make the Hall of Fame ceremony. So the folks from South Bend Riley wanted to make that presentation at a game, and that's getting ready to happen right now. How cool is that?
That is so cool, and she's so well deserving. I'm glad they've arranged this. You know, she brings so much to this Knights program, and look what, in a short time, Greg, she has accomplished here for the Knights.
Was an assistant coach for Steve Brooks, then got the job last year, led the team to the NAIA quarterfinals. There is the hope that it could be that level of run or even a step further or 2 for this basketball team at Marian. But again, Santana gets recognized by her alma mater from a high school standpoint, going into their athletic Hall of Fame.
That is so awesome. What a great look. Standing ovation, well deserved. Just a fantastic coach and even a better person.
By the way, Senior Day festivities will take place after the game. The men's and women's Senior Day will take place together, and we will have that for you immediately following the conclusion of today's contest. With that, let's kick it to a quick timeout. When we come back, starting lineups, opening tip-off from the PE Center in John Grimes Court, as you're watching Marian basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle. like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Whoa! Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.75% APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Outstanding job at our national anthem by a group called Night Routine here on campus. Love to hear and see that. To Marco Dose we go for our starting lineups.
For Annika Nelson. At guard, number 30, Tegan Akers. At forward, number 33, Addie Shank. At center, number 44, Liv Raby. Foresters head coach, Darby Maggard. Ladies and gentlemen, starting lineups, Huntington University Foresters.
Again for Huntington, a very balanced starting five. Liv Raby is their leading scorer at 13 points a contest. Annika Nelson just below 13 points a game. And Addie Shank, who is 2 years removed from winning a 2A state championship at Bishop Lures in Fort Wayne, averaging 11 points per contest. Not a great three-point shooting team for Huntington. At 30% of contests, they make a little less than 7 a game. Frankly, they kind of win the way that Marian does. They win a lot on defense. Opponent scoring 63 points against the Foresters this year.
Noise and cheer as we meet the starting lineup for your Marian Knights. In the middle, a 6'1" senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 11, Abby McNally. At forward, a 6'1" senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 12, Kylie McNally. At the point, a 5'8" sophomore from Bedford, Indiana, number 15, Madison Bailey. At the wing, a 6'1" redshirt junior from Indianapolis, number 24, Olivia Faust. Rounding out your night starting lineup is a 5'8" senior guard out of Pittsboro, Indiana, number 34, Kenna Kirby. Your night's head coach, Santana Anderson.
Again, Marco Dosing on the introduction of our starting lineups. Jan, final thoughts before this one goes live.
Well, Greg, listen, you want to get off to a good start. Huntington wants this one really bad, but listen, seniors, you protect your seniors on their home court. What a great career, and they want to win this more than anything.
Marian playing for the outright share of the league championship and the number 1 seed in the upcoming Crossroads League tournament. Tip-off time, depending on the opponent, will be either 6 or 7 o'clock. Coming up on Tuesday night, Jan will be here for that one, joined by Rick Johnston. Marian set to play Tuesday, Friday next week at home. They know that regardless of what happens in today's game. They're the number 1 seed. They would host a potential championship game the following Monday. Thanks for joining us for Marian Knights basketball here on the ISC Sports Network. Craig McCarty, Corbin Cruea, and Bryce Kaler, our 3-man officiating crew for today's contest. Low block, it is Kylie McNally that could not get it to go.
Well, Greg today points the paint, offensive rebound, and transition. I really think are going to be huge keys for the night. They've really picked up the transition points.
Raby on the low block. Good help that time by Bailey. Out of bounds to Huntington. 15 on the 30. Raby, the lone non-Indiana native on this Huntington squad. From Loveland, Ohio, the Cincinnati area. All juniors and below for this Huntington team. Interesting mix. Almost all juniors, not many freshmen, no seniors, and that is a turnover against Huntington.
Yeah, really good defense by the Knights. And you talked about both teams kind of hang their head on defense. Clearly, that is the Knights' staple. Mostly man-to-man, that's what they do. They'll throw an occasional wrinkle, but when they win, Greg, they're playing really tight and good pressure man-to-man.
Faust will pull from the free throw line and score.
There you go.
Faust getting her 16th start of the season. Olivia averages 8 points a contest. Full court man pickup here by Marian. Faust is planning on coming back a year from now as a redshirt junior, but it's the starting nod today. Sheets doing the majority of the ball handling for Huntington. She's from Columbia City. This is Nelson on the pull. Score it. Junior from Concordia Lutheran.
Greg, that's what they do. Most of their shots you talked about, they're kind of lacking threes, but they're very good around the rim. And I talked about 4 girls who are in double figures.
Abby McNally, the rare jump shot. Normally everything for the McNally twins is around the rim. And Abby knocks it down.
Greg, 3rd in points, 1st in rebounds, 2nd field goal percentage, 4th in blocks. I'd say that's not a bad year's work, right?
It's been a heck of a career.
That's true.
Averaging a double-double, 19 points and 10 rebounds a game is Abby. She will no doubt go down as one of the all-time greats in program history. And the fact that she has cleared 2,000 points is remarkable. Raby fires and connects from 3.
Well, they only shoot 30%. They average about 7 a game, but clearly they can and do hit them.
Now Raby 24% from outside the arc. That's one you kind of live with if you're Marian, and good defense by Raby as McNally turned into her, tied her up, and it's a turnover committed by Marian.
I think if you're looking for keys for Huntington, they need to stay close. They just need to keep this in striking distance, Greg, to have a chance at the end.
77-66 was the score when these two teams got together, and frankly, Huntington got out to a 9-point lead, led by 12 at halftime, and just kept Marian at bay. Marian has won their last 8 games. In other words, they have beaten everybody else in the league since they played Huntington. Heads up play there to throw that off the Marian player by Shank to avoid the turnover.
Well, Huntington's got a defensive average that is impressive at 63, but Knights are at 52.
That is staggeringly low.
That is staggering.
In modern basketball.
That's very staggering.
Checking in quickly, Peyton Hartsoe, Lakeland High School. Nelson has a seat. Hartsoe, 4 points a basketball game. And it's going to be a foul on Faust with a push in the back. Seeing a little more full court pressure from Marian. That's kind of a new wrinkle they're mixing in as the season has gone along.
Well, and their stats in the steal department are outstanding. Bailey in the top 5 as well as Kirby.
McNally the block. McNally looking for the bucket. McNally the rebound. And McNally kind of grabbing that left shoulder a little bit. That gets your attention.
Yes, it does.
He wears number 11. Callie wears number 12. Shot clock at 9. And neither of these two teams mind a low-scoring game. Ball's got to go up. 5-second call. So there were 2 different counts going, the 30-second shot clock and the 5-second count. Second turnover committed by Huntington.
Well, you think about the way that Abby McNally plays the game, just the way she plays it, and then all the contact that she brings to herself. That poor lady has taken a pounding this year.
Deep 3, McNally, no. Abby starting now is her 4th 3 attempted of the season. Taylor Double will check in, next stoppage in play. Look ahead pass to Abby and trying to save it. Couldn't get to it in time. So Taylor Double will check in, and normally she is in the starting lineup. She'll come in for Kylie. Taylor is the 2nd leading scorer for the Knights at 9 points a game.
Well, what's really interesting about that play, and this kind of been the staple of this ball club, is McNally makes the steal and then leads in transition. That's the difference in this ball club because of the way they play.
For Double, this is a big game. She is from Huntington. She had a chance to play in front of friends and family earlier this year when the Knights lost. Shank tries to find a way out of a trap. Ball taken away by Marian.
Really good half-court defense, Greg.
Jan, this might be first to 40 at this point, given how both these teams are playing defensively. Madison Bailey's shot couldn't go. McNally got a hand to it. And the 2 teams combined 4 of 10 from the floor, but have 6 turnovers as well.
Well, you know, I think that Marian is fine with the half-court slower game, but on the other hand, if you can speed it up a little bit, Huntington's bench doesn't go real deep for lack of people, so you can see how that may take its toll on Huntington if the transition game kicked in.
Just 9 in uniform. Sheets, the runner, goes at the rim and hope for the best.
Bailey with solid defense.
And Bailey really started to up her offensive game as the season has gone along,
yeah,
as she takes the shot there.
Greg, her step up in play from last year has been absolutely phenomenal. Top 5 in steals, top 5 in assists. She just has really gotten comfortable and had an excellent year this year. Along with their offense that you just, I forgot that. That's a good point as well. So 3 very important things that she's brought to this ball club.
There's a chance that we talk about her in a couple of years, like we talked about Elder Collier.
No question.
Abby McNally.
And honestly, just her IQ for the game allows her to do so many things.
Shot clock at 2, has to go up. And that shot does not touch the rim. That's Tegan Akers that took it. So if you came to this game looking for offense, you've come to the wrong game. If defense is your thing, you're here. 5-4 Huntington midway through the opening quarter. We're back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
We jumped in immediately. We take a intro to engineering course.
And they sit there and tell you, we're not going to push you through every single prereq your first 2 years. We're going to let you get hands-on work with engineering right away, because 2 years of a prereq, that's boring.
There's companies always asking for students with shop experience. And the dean will email me and say, hey, they're looking for a guy just like you, which is awesome that the dean knows who a guy like me is.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.75% APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Let's thank our ISC Sports Network crew working today's game. Thanks to Jordan Shue, Carlos Alarkin, Braden Foster, Harold Tibbs, and Matt Wisner, alongside Jeff Bozier, Greg Rakestraw with you. And it has not been the best offensive display. And again, as you kind of look at how other teams are built, Huntington is the one that resembles Marian the most. These are the two teams that are most identical of kind of that top group of teams this year.
With that being said, I'll take the Knights in a defensive battle. We just talked about the amazement of giving up just 52 points a game. So you like that, their chances if it becomes that defensive battle.
Faust in the corner for three. No. Double, the rebound, the save. McNally the buckets. Abby McNally. It's Marian back in front. Her second field goal of the game. This is Yoakum, former Franklin Grizzly Cub, that fires and misses.
Well, Huntington's really not got off a really good shot in the last 4 half-court possessions.
Double. Best three-point shooter for Marian is double. But the best option is always find number 11 in the low block. Even though she missed it, you will take that look every time down if you're the Knights. Play has been allowed to be physical. That's frankly fine by both teams. Sheets around a double. Shot no good. Now a numbers advantage for Marian. Kirby finds double. Double. Avoided the contact and got it to go. So Marian now with a little breathing space. Looking for the tie, not that time. But long rebound by Huntington. Another look at three by Akers, no good. And McNally owns the glass.
Well, Huntington's not getting any second chances. That's been right now huge for the Knights. It's just really one shot, and one shot only for Huntington, and most of them have kind of been last-second opportunities.
McNally already on 6 rebounds, 7 minutes in. Averages a double-double. We saw her have 23 boards in game earlier this year. Foul called on Akers, and Madison Bailey will shoot 2. That loss to Huntington was 5 weeks ago, January the 17th. Marian has won every game since that time, and they have won all of them by at least 8 points. They just won 3 consecutive games on the road. Even though it's a younger and kind of reloading Indiana Wesleyan team this year, 16-point wins at Lucky Arena don't happen very often. Marian had one of those on Wednesday night. Bailey makes 1 of 2. So 5 straight for the Knights. Huntington hasn't scored in the last 5 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Merritt in the game for Huntington. Nelson returns. Again, it's Sheets, but again, it's low digits in the shot clock. Ball has to go. And not in time. Violation.
Wow, the Knights just continue to pressure Huntington, especially Greg out front. They're literally 2 feet now behind the arc where the pressure's at. They're really struggling to get any type of flow movement down towards the rim. Give the Knights a ton of credit for that man-to-man defense.
Zoe Wheeler now in the game. Former Ben Davis Giant always provides a spark for this Marian team. Coleman in, former Charlestown Pirate. Backdoor cut, that was off the leg of a Huntington player. Huntington at 10-7 in league action. They have lost their last 2, and that last loss was a sizable one. They were beaten 85-47 at home.
I think you have to give Huntington a ton of credit here, too. They're pretty happy with what they've just allowed the Knights to get at 9.
McNally had to force that despite the height she was facing because the shot clock was at 6 on the inbound. Now it is at 1. So it is catch and shoot territory here. McNally responds and got it on the rim.
That's smart play, man. That's just being aware.
Helps when your plan is also throw the ball to Abby McNally.
That is true.
Always a good plan.
60+% shooter. Get her the ball.
6-point lead for Marian. Yoakum for three. No. And everybody heads back for Huntington. Under a minute to play here in the opening quarter. Wheeler from the elbow. Liked it.
You mentioned, Greg, she, in most games this year, has always kind of been that young woman to bring a spark.
Frankly, with Kirby graduating next year, minutes are going to open up for her.
I agree.
Ball tipped away by Bailey. Knights have scored the last 9. Huntington's been sitting on 5. It's about 2.5 minutes in. Ball kicked. So a few more seconds get out of the shot clock here because of the kick ball. Coleman. Every pass being contested by Marian right now. Nelson, the turn, score it. Her second field goal of similar ilk.
That was a solid shot because you really can't play defense much better than that, Greg. She still put it in.
She's made both the shots she's attempted. Clock is on your screen. Bailey, Wheeler lets it fly and just misses. But in somewhat typical Marian fashion, even when the offense struggles, defense always travels. 13-7, Knights lead it by 6. They'll have the basketball when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Getting an internship here has been much easier than I anticipated. My friends at bigger schools are telling me, well, I need to live, close to this city so I can work for this company. Well, I'm already close to the city. I live here.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you. Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
I want to thank our friends at AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. Special thanks to AAA Roofing for their support of Marian Athletics. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you again. Not exactly a scintillating start for either side offensively, but if you're Marian, and I mean this in a nice way, you feel like you can win the fist fight. If the game's ugly, you're okay with that if you're Marian because they're so good defensively.
Yeah, no question about it. And it's another notch above just the defense. It's pressure with their defense. They just have really kept Huntington out of the paint, and that's kind of their bread and butter. You mentioned a couple times these teams somewhat mimic what they like to do. Huntington likes to get inside. They've not found it very consistent.
Final day of the conference regular season. We'll update you on scores when we have the opportunity, and going to talk about at halftime kind of what it means from a seeding standpoint as double. Well, speaking of AAA Roofing, makes it rain from 21 feet. High arcing three from double. Double 42% from three-point range.
Yeah, and that equals third in percentage from three-point range in the conference.
She is the most prolific maker of threes for Marian. Again, it's not what they rely on, but it certainly helps. Swatted away by McNally. This is Kylie. Kylie on the foot race back. Merritt. Kylie took a hard tumble to basket support. Wheeler the bucket. McNally heads back the other way. Knights lead by 11. McNally now back in time. The backdoor cut. No. Put back, yes. Lauren Merritt has made an impact on this game.
Well, I think Huntington talked at that break. We've got to get more physical and really try to get it a little closer to the rim, and I think that was a great example of what they wanted to accomplish.
Lauren 6'4" from Maconaquah, just a sophomore. Wheeler, the spin, tough shot. Touched last by McNally.
Kylie might be shaking up just a little bit. She's trying to shake it off, but she took a pretty good shot.
Yes, the basket support's padded. You still come to a full stop.
Still hurts.
Uh-huh. And again, not much rest after this game. You're playing every 3 days for the next, you hope, 8 or 9 days. But then after that, then you get a bit of a breather. Then you go 11 days between games.
Well, that's why home court is so important, and to earn that, you get to sleep here, stay here, and it's not all the travel involved. So if you've ever been around the college game, that is huge.
Yoakum for 3, no. Yeah, if Marian does this right, the next time you play away from home, you're in Sioux City, Iowa, in the national round of the tournament.
And you're very happy to travel then.
And for what it's worth, they are 9-0 in regional games in this building. Jan and I know because we've done Jan's done every one of them. I've done most of them.
We like to think of ourselves, Greg, as good luck charms, but nobody's ever verified that.
We're the only ones that think that. Foul on bumping the cutter. It's going to be on Merritt as she and Abby McNally were waged in hand-to-hand combat. Abby may have the strongest hands of any female basketball player I have seen. When she touches the ball, I mean, think about it. When she touches the ball, it doesn't leave her hands, does it?
No, that's very true.
I mean, it's fire to find Bailey. Bailey finds a seam, and Bailey shot blocked, got it back, and then she is fouled. And again, I said this earlier, it's been allowed to be physical, and if you're Marian, you're okay with that.
I know we've already talked about this, but I just cannot say enough good things about Bailey. Just what she does, how she does it, her leadership. She has really, really just honed into the role of point guard.
McNally off the window, score it. Outstanding set play off the baseline, out of bounds by the Knights. The lead is 11. Sheets, great move. Missed it. McNally was heading to the other end. She knew she was beat.
Yeah. Listen, the Knights are in a position where they can really bury Huntington.
Trailer 3 by Kirby, no, but rebound eventually finds its way to Kirby, who finds Abby McNally, and that's how you find a bucket.
That's exactly why this team is what they are, number 4 nationwide, always looking to make that extra pass.
McNally now in double figures with 10. She is 2 rebounds away from having a double-double in the first half, which would be about the most appropriate way for her to celebrate senior day. We've seen her have 20 and 20 in games before.
Yes.
Shank trying to back her way down. Great double by Marian. Nowhere to go. Another shot clock violation. The defense is swarming right now for Marian.
And I like the fact that was a no call, because if the hands are up, there were no reaching. Take a look at the defense here. This is how you move your feet. To see how everybody's got their hands vertical, if you don't reach, you're not going to get the foul usually in this league.
Emily Grimm is checked in, the sophomore from Ohio. Emily gets about 5 to 10 minutes a game for Marian. Abby McNally will get a brief breather. The results of a 13-point Marian advantage. Kylie will fire a 3. Knew it was off immediately, but even as athletic as those two girls are, they cannot catch their own air ball. Out of bounds to Huntington.
You know what? I applaud the effort. I'm not sure I've seen too many people try to retrieve their own shot.
In our day, it was follow your shot. These days, you follow if you know it's off, and that was the latter. Marian 1 of 6 from 3-point range. Shank. Just first time, no. Second time, no. Merritt, yes.
Well, that was needed. Huntington is starting to really get in some trouble here offensively.
And listen, it is a different equation when Abby McNally's out on the floor. Huntington immediately went to the low block as she went to the bench.
That's good recognition on their point. Now is the time where you probably will see them crash inside, at least the attempt, make it harder.
Grimm fires, and that does not go. Again, she is not shy about letting it fly when she gets in the game. Knights have played 9 so far. Huntington's played 8. Great read by Double. Steps into the passing lane. 9th Huntington turnover. She'll pull. She'll miss. Rebound by Kirby. Her putback too strong. The senior gets another look. Merritt met her at the summit. However, Merritt is called for a foul. That will be her second.
Kirby really relentless on this rebound, just continuing to attack. That's the mindset that she's brought all season long, Greg. Probably doesn't get as much press as she probably deserves, but the chemistry of, we don't talk a lot about the chemistry, but it is so huge at any level, but specifically college, and these girls really know their role and play it well.
Kenna Kirby, Tri-West High School. Does not get to the line often. Just free throws 15 and 16 for Kenna this year. Makes them both. He's had a really solid career at Marian. 9 points, 4 rebounds, right at 3 assists a game this season. And Abby McNally is the star, and then 7 or 8 players just play their role and play it well. That'll be our media, or will it? Media timeout. So with that, we'll step aside. The Marian lead has grown to a baker's dozen, exactly midway through quarter number 2. You're watching Knights basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. They connected him with a loan officer, got him approved at a great low rate, and made it easy for him to make his monthly payment from anywhere thanks to IMCU's digital banking. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU.
This story is mad good.
Ice Spice?
Who's that?
It's my ex, lemon lime soda.
This is intense.
But I love you.
Ah, buddy, it'll be okay.
Or not.
I want to thank our friends at Back 9 Golf Entertainment, Indy's premier golf experience, located in downtown Indianapolis. Proud to partner with Marian University. Marian students get special discounts every Wednesday. To reserve your experience, visit back9golf.com. How does Huntington break through here, Jim?
Well, they're just going to have to, I think they've got to try to rotate the ball a little bit more. They're coming down, settling for difficult shots. You're not going to get it back in that way. I think you really got to force Marian, Greg, to move and play defense a little harder and try to get some free ones out of that.
Starting 5 back on the floor for today's game for Marian. Both McNally's, Bailey, Kirby, and Faust. And normally Taylor Double is part of that group, but she gave way for Kyla to get the starting nod today. Bit of an elongated conversation between head coach Darby Maggard of Huntington and one of our officials. A civil one. That's the reason for the momentary delay. And Darby is still, and I probably said this 3 years running, she's not far removed from her playing days.
You know, Greg, I think the real good news, when the Knights play this types of defense, there's not a lot of things you can do.
Raby the miss. And Bailey the rebound.
And key right now is really the fact Huntington, very few second opportunities.
Huntington 5 of 18 from the floor. Ball ricochets off Kirby, but Kylie McNally is there. Good hands by Huntington. Third Marian turnover. It was Nelson that came out of there with it. But then Nelson got going a bit too fast. Kirby, Kylie McNally, shot blocked. Coleman will check in next stoppage and play. Shank. Shank is yet to score. 0 of 3 from the floor. Here the 30-second countdown as Sheets. The jump shot, no.
See another tough shot by Huntington. That's just a tough shot.
Kylie will slow things down for Marian. Bailey kept that pivot foot planted.
Marian not doing a lot of movement, a lot of standing, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Kirby connects her first field goal.
Marian much better when they're moving, coming off those screens.
3, no. Everybody in retreat mode, getting back down the floor. Huntington now 1 of 8 from 3-point range. Faust lets it fly. That's no good.
That's usually a shot she likes. Coming down and in motion, that three. That's a shot she's very comfortable with. That one just didn't go.
Raby had inside position for the rebound. Again, Shanks dealing with a double team every time down. Raby shot blocked.
Great defense. Great defense in the paint, Greg.
Bailey took the contact, got the bucket. Shank got her on the way by. Bailey gets her first field goal, and Marian's lead now grows to 17.
She's really developed that shot right there. Watch how she uses her body in motion to kind of give herself some space. That's a shot that she's really comfortable. There's 3 or 4 great looks of a shot that she has really mastered.
Akers will check back in.
See Jordan out here with our basket cams. They look awesome.
Well, it's because we're going to be camped out here for the next couple of weeks, as you well know, because you'll be here for all the games.
Great job, guys. I like it.
Full week of Crossroads League tournament action. And NAI regional play on the 13th and 14th. And jump ball.
There you go.
Arrow stays here.
And Marian continues to do that. I know we kind of harp on it, but every time that Huntington picks up the ball, Greg, there's a double team. And it's really kind of flustered Huntington in this first half.
Shot clock at 4. Shank got it off in time, but didn't hit the rim. Either way, it's going to be Marian basketball. Quick check of the other scores. Taylor leads in Mount Vernon Naz, 39-28. Indiana Wesleyan leads Bethel, 24-17. St. Francis leads Spring Arbor, 22-19. And Grace leads Goshen, 37-21. Goshen knows they'll be the 10th seed. They're done after this one. Pull up. Good by Faust.
Once again, in motion. That's her favorite way to shoot the three. She'll hit more than she misses.
Lead now grows to 19. From the free throw line, no. Fight for the loose ball. Coleman tracks it down. Coleman has played 4 minutes so far. She had spent some time in the starting lineup earlier this year and has missed some games due to injury. Kirby for 3. No. Coleman on the hustle. Bailey tracks it down. McNally. Bailey finds a sliver of space. Put back by McNally, no. Even though she didn't get the bucket, that's going to be a foul against Coleman. McNally has a double-double by halftime. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
That's pretty good movement that time by the Knights, but once again, it's Bailey with that paint penetration. Anytime you get your guard getting paint penetration, it changes everything.
It's a 12-2 run by Marian. They have outscored Huntington 17-4 in the quarter. Runner. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Huntington basketball.
You know, the other piece of this, Greg, Bailey plays a lot of minutes. It still plays with a very high level, but she plays as many minutes as anybody.
Bailey has not been subbed out. Frequently, that's the case. Yoakum's 3, no. Long rebound. Nelson has it for Huntington. Shank. Akers for 3, no. Another rebound by McNally, and Huntington is 1 of 10 from 3-point range. And folks, this is an 18-win team. They're sitting on 11 points going to halftime.
Yeah, you're looking at Shank, who averaged 11 and is 3rd in the conference in rebounds. I mean, she's a very good player.
Now, they may have a chance to score some more points because that's a foul on Huntington. That's the 5th team foul, so 2 free throws coming up. And Madison Bailey will go to the line. Bailey, the sophomore from Bedford North Lawrence, 61% free throw shooter. Bailey averages 30 minutes a game. And to be blunt, Jan, the breaks that she gets are in games where Marian has such a significant lead. Right. She sits for large chunks of the fourth quarter. Aubrey Frank is kind of the point guard behind her, the freshman from Washington. Marian has fouls to give if they choose. Bailey's going to be called for one here on the floor.
That was close. But you're going to watch Bailey here really rotating back. And wow.
0.9 left to go. Has to be catch and shoot for Huntington. Joachim didn't get it off in time. Does not matter. It's not a shutout, but it's close. 32-11. Marian trying to avenge an earlier regular season loss. Win it on senior day and wins the conference regular season championship. So far, so good for the Knights. We're back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, grab me one too.
See the success that we've had around here has been very, very rewarding for me. My name is Steve Downing. I'm athletic director. We've been able to build buildings. We've been able to put up video boards. We've been able to build locker rooms, dining halls here, and I think a lot of that speaks to the M Club itself. You know, people are really excited about what we're doing here. We haven't had to sacrifice anything for our athletes, okay, in terms of clothing them, feeding them, or traveling them to events, and we've done it in a first-class way, and I'm really excited about what that means for the M Club itself.
Some say you have to choose between reaching for Mars or harnessing more energy from a star. Going faster than the speed of sound versus bringing clean water from out of the ground. We say, why not both? The choice then is Marian University's Whitaker School of Engineering. Discover success with purpose. Learn more at marian.edu/engineering.
Back inside the PE Center on John Grimes Court. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. Marian leading Huntington 32-11 in the women's regular season finale. This portion of the contest brought to us by our friends at BSN Sports. Thank you, BSN, the preferred provider of apparel for Marian Knight Athletics. Jan, I was just kind of scrolling through the Marian season and looking at their greatest hits defensively. Allowed 36 in a win at Goshen. Allowed 34 in a win against Ohio Christian. Allowed 36 in a win at Oakland City. They're on pace for better than that, and again, this is a team that beat them, and here's the scary thing. Huntington had scored the most points anybody had scored on Marian all year, 77 when they played 5 weeks ago. Today they're sitting on 11, 20 minutes in.
Well, this team may be as good in the team defensive category as maybe any team collectively we've had. There have been some really good ones. Hard to judge, not trying to judge, you know, different eras, but listen, we've seen today an example of how well they help side, how well they communicate, and their team defense is just off the chart, allowing Huntington just 4 points in quarter two.
Santana Anderson has frankly had to give these speeches a lot the last couple of years of the great problem to have. I'm not sure what to tell my team. The first half went so well. What is her message to her squad here at halftime?
Stay focused. You know, when you lead by this, the always thing you fight against is taking your foot off the gas pedal and not playing with the same intensity, especially on defense. That's really hard to do. It's really hard and takes a lot of energy, Greg, to play that type of defense, and you got to stay focused in order to do that for 4 quarters.
If you're Huntington, you are a better team than you have shown today. What do you do to kind of get right if you're Darby Maggard and company?
Well, 2 things. Number 1, I think shot selection has got to be a little bit better. I mean, you can't fix how well Marian's playing defense, but what you do is force them, I talked about this earlier, you've got to make them move a little more. You've got to see if you can get some freebies. Listen, they've got some girls that can and do have pretty good percentages down in the paint. They're just not getting any looks, and when they are, it's so slow, they're getting double teamed.
Let's update you on other games around the league. Everybody playing simultaneously to wrap up the regular season. Taylor leads at Mount Vernon, 47-38. St. Francis leads Spring Arbor. That's number 2 and number 3 in the league playing each other to wrap up the season. St. Francis leads that one at halftime, 28-21. Late second quarter, Indiana Wesleyan leads Bethel 32-25. That's good news for Huntington because they and Bethel are tied in that 4-5 slot. Grace leads Goshen by a score of 49-32. So with that, now let's update standings again. If this result holds, Marian's the 1 seed. Marian will clinch the outright league championship. St. Francis would lock into the 2 seed. Again, they and Spring Arbor are playing more or less. I'm sure tiebreakers get involved. It'd be the number 2 seed in the conference. Then there's a 3-game gap to Bethel and Huntington that are 10-7. Indiana Wesleyan could join that group to get to 10-8. Taylor is the team like Goshen that knows what their seed is going to today. Taylor is the number 6 seed regardless of what happens. And then Grace and Mount Vernon Nazarene are on the 8-9 line. Again, the saving grace. Sorry for the play on words there, Jan. I could not avoid it, as you will. That was too easy. Sorry about that, everybody.
I expect that was coming.
Dad jokes for days. Grace draws Goshen today. Mount Vernon Nazarene plays Taylor today. And again, so if current scores hold, Grace will make the conference tournament, and they would be the team that would come here to play Marian on Tuesday night. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, first half highlights and a preview of the men's game. And again, the scenario for the men's basketball game is far different. Coming into our 3 o'clock tip-off, we'll talk about that when we come back to the PE Center as you're watching the ISC Sports Network.
There's something that may surprise you about Marian University. It's not our Catholic faith or our Franciscan values. It's not our 5,000 students or our diversity. It's not Marian's championship athletics or our Indianapolis location. It's that Marian is home to Indiana's only college of osteopathic medicine. Marian, Indy's Catholic University.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle. Like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
When you have back or neck pain, you'll try anything for relief. Anything.
Whoa! Honey?
Honey, it was mustard seed.
For real options, get your back in front of the spine experts at Ortho Indy. Ortho Indy Spine. This is your way back.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.75% APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
So the men's teams are warming up, and we'll get to highlights coming up in a matter of moments, but let's talk about the elephant in the room, obviously, from the Marian standpoint. They are going to miss on the men's side the tournament for a second consecutive year. There has already been a move made. Pat Knight, no longer the head coach of the men's basketball team. So this is their swan song, and obviously these days in college basketball, that means you almost kind of expect everybody to scatter to the 4 winds. They've been competing hard, but the results have not been there. It's been a real struggle for the Marian team this year. And again, last year was a struggle, but you could kind of see the pieces going for that. All right, 1 year dip, you're playing a lot of younger players. Let's see what happens next year. For whatever reason, Jan, it just did not work this year.
Yeah, no question about it. And clearly, key injuries didn't help the cause
no doubt
either, and that's always tough, but it is what it is. Coach Knight decided what he wanted to do, and they parted ways, and now it's just time for a new era and a new chapter and regroup a little bit, and I have all the confidence in the world they'll find the right guy. And listen, this is an attractive place. It's a great game environment, and they'll bring it back, I think, very quickly.
On the flip side, Huntington again knows they are going to be an NAI national tournament team. They're 11-6 in the league. They are 20-7 overall. Again, this has always been a 4 or a 5 bid league, and right now Huntington is one of 4 20-win teams. There might be a slight gap from them to Grace, Indiana Wesleyan, and Bethel, but again, Huntington's team, like they frankly have now for the last several years, they're going to be a national tournament team.
Yeah, and listen, they switched coaches just a few years ago themselves.
And switched in the offseason because of Coach Alford taking a job at Oral Roberts, absolutely.
So it can be, sustained and recovered pretty quick, and that's my point with Marian. They're going to find the right guy and come in here, and I just have all the confidence within a very short period of time, especially if they can keep some of the key pieces. And I think they've got some really nice players that are young. Hopefully they'll stay. You never know in this day and age. But I think they could really be good if they could supplement that with some people they could get, from other schools that are looking to transfer.
Marian Huntington men slightly after 3 o'clock again. When this game is over with, we'll have senior day for both the men and women, then a 25-minute warm-up period, and off we go for our final doubleheader of the season. But now let's get to our first half highlights. As those fly at you, let's talk about scoring. Abby McNally with 10, Madison Bailey 5, Taylor Double 5, Olivia Faust 4, Kenna Kirby 4, Zoe Wheeler 4. Marian 13 of 36 to the floor, 1 of 8 from 3, and 5 of 7 for the free throw line. Those numbers, again, not spectacular, but they're better than Huntington, who is 5 of 25 from the floor. No Huntington player has more than 4 points. In fact, only 3 players have scored. Annika Nelson 4, Merritt with 4, Raby with 3. That's it. 9 in uniform, 8 have played so far. Huntington 5 of 25 from the floor, 1 of 10 from three-point range. Huntington did not attempt a free throw, Jan, in the first half.
Yeah, that's just great defense. And what I really like about that, Greg, Abby McNally only has 10 points. And look at the lead by Marian. That takes a lot of pressure off her. If she scores 20, 25, perfect, and she still might. But the scoring, the balanced scoring around this team, I think makes them a really, really hard matchup for a lot of ball clubs.
13 rebounds for Abby McNally, so she is already in double-figure territory. Turnovers a big part of the story. 10 turnovers by Huntington, 3 by Marian. Points off turnovers, 10-zip in favor of Marian. Jan has talked about offensive rebounds versus defensive rebounds. Marian leads in second chance points as well by a margin of 12-4. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, third quarter action from the PE Center. As per usual, that young lady, the star of the show, Abby McNally, leads the way. Knights lead it by 21 as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
We jumped in immediately. We take an intro to engineering course.
And they sit there and tell you, we're not going to push you through every single prereq your first 2 years. We're going to let you get hands-on work with engineering right away, because 2 years of a prereq, that's boring.
There's companies always asking for students with shop experience. And the dean will email me and say, hey, they're looking for a guy just like you, which is awesome that the dean knows who a guy like me is.
Merchants Bank is one of the nation's top performing banks. Take our fixed rate CD, for example. At 4.75% APY, it's a great way to earn a higher interest rate than you do with a traditional savings account. Merchants Bank makes it simple. What you see is what you get. A great rate. No gimmicks, no minimums, no hidden fees. Merchants Bank, one of the nation's top performing banks. Hop on over.
Getting an internship here has been much easier than I anticipated. My friends at bigger schools are telling me, well, I need to live, close to this city so I can work for this company. Well, I'm already close to the city. I live here.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you. We are fans of Marian University. We're fans of Hoagies and Hops, and Jan's never even been there. Hoagies and Hops has been serving Pennsylvania-style hoagies and cheesesteaks in Indianapolis since 2015. Located 6 minutes from campus at 42nd and Boulevard. Hoagies and Hops is proud to partner with Marian University Athletics. Provides a 15% discount for all fans. Show your game day ticket or your Marian ID card for hours, menu, location. HoagiesandHops.com. The ISC Sports Network staff is there every Tuesday morning filming Query and Schultz. Jan Bozier has a standing invitation to join us at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. One of these days,
it's going to happen.
His life will change because he will join us at Hoagies and Hops.
My life needs a good change, especially when it comes to food.
It does not, but you need to come there anyway. Isolation for Bailey, just let her go to work. Nelson on the foul, and one for Madison Bailey, and that certainly had every inclination. That was a set play coming out of halftime.
Yeah, that's a really good set play, and I think if Marian can get off to a really good start, this is when you have a team down, Greg, that with all due respect, this is where you want to try to bury him. And that's just good basketball. So you come out and really execute and play good defense, make it happen.
While we were away, Bailey makes the free throw. Little pressure by Marian, and touched last by Bailey. Marian trying to wrap up league play at 16-2. Merritt gets the nod to start this half. She played well. Shot clock again at 4. Shank, shot blocked by Kylie McNally. And 2 on the 30. Again, has to go up quickly. Pass deflected, taken away. 11th turnover committed by Huntington. Marian continues to paint a defensive masterpiece this afternoon. Merritt has been a problem. 6'4" from Maconaquah High School.
You know, Greg, I'm just looking through the scheduling for Huntington. They've never been less than in the 60s.
Kirby, shot blocking, and that's Merritt. Then Kirby blows a tire. That was not a foul. That was Kirby slipped, but then just got the
look worse than it was, I think.
Business end of it. And Shank finally gets one to go. Mr. First 6 shots for the former Bishop Lures Knight.
Well, I think that's a shot that's going to be open because Marian says you ain't going to beat us inside. So I think that when they can get a good look from outside, get a 3 to get back in this, I think they're going to start looking at that a little more.
McNally turns, and again, good hands by Huntington.
Coach Anderson felt like there was a little more contact than was acceptable, but no call.
That made 3 by Shank. She's a 28% three-point shooter on the season. Shot clock at 8. Merritt needs to go up.
Stepped out of bounds.
And you nailed it. Folks, can you tell my partner is a former longtime official? Hartsoe will come in. Played briefly at half number 1. Only player we have not seen for the Huntington 9 is Izzy Shepard, the freshman from Carmel. Part of the Shepherd basketball family.
Greg, now granted, Huntington may not be on their A game, but I'm not sure that we've seen any better defense, at least right now, up till now, than Marian has played in today's ball game.
Kirby in the lane, no. Good look that wouldn't fall. Shank, left hand does not go. And McNally has it affecting a lot of people. Kirby, McNally, bounced in the corner, no. And Nelson the rebound. So Marian's gone a bit cold and scoring with ease their opening possession of the half. Again, pass deflected by McNally. Fouls trying to beat the defense down the floor, but missed it. Marian's been now scoreless the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Got good looks, just haven't finished.
That's going to be a foul. That'll be, I think, McNally on the help. Yep, her first. 4 fouls called against Marian in the first half, just 7 against Huntington. Bailey's got 2 for the Knights. Nelson and Merritt each have 2 for Huntington.
You know, for the most part, the games that we have covered this year, Greg, Abby has done a really excellent job of kind of staying out of foul trouble for all the contact she's involved with.
That'll be a foul on Merritt, and Kylie McNally will shoot 2.
That's what Kylie does so well, and I'm going to give her credit where it's due. I think that she is really helping develop the transition game because she not only gets steals, Greg, but along with her sister, really run the floor incredibly well.
Kylie from the free throw line, 59%. Would you believe in true twin fashion? Those two before that free throw had shot the exact same number of free throws this year. 110 and 109 now is what that duo has attempted. That ball was kicked by Double. It'll remain Huntington ball.
Well, Kylie likes to create it. Abby likes to accept it. Kylie's that she just goes. She's like the Energizer bunny. She just goes, and so I just think the way she's played here in the second half of the season has really been great.
I've got such respect for Kylie, though, because Abby was a star from day one. Yeah. She was put in the lineup immediately.
Great point.
It took Kylie a little time to work her way in, and there was a great senior class in front of her 2 years ago, and she stuck with it. It's a little bit easier when your sister's here.
No question.
But so many kids, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. And she just kept showing up to work every day.
Absolutely. And you know she hears the comparisons
of course.
All the time. So just mentally, just to be able to keep it all in strides. And she's just a wonderful young lady. We had a chance to talk to her a couple games ago. They're both just beautiful, beautiful people.
Shank lost the handle.
There they go. I rest my case.
Just look long.
I'm telling you, the transition game has taken the Knights, Greg, to another level.
Abby with the bucket. And steps called. To use the football terminology, there's a McNally running a go route on every fast break. You just know, hey, throw the ball long. One of them will go get it.
Well, and what happens there is defensively, you've got to have that in your mind at all times, man. If there's a rebound, whatever, your player's going, so you've got your mind thinking all over the place if you're the opponent.
Jump shot too strong. Merritt, again, not much reason to set a player with 3 fouls when you're down 25. Go out there and play. Sheets will pull. Shot was blocked. Double, and again, here comes Kylie. Kylie at the other end, stops and scores.
That starts with rebounding and defense, and that has just really been primo today for the Lady Knights. It's hard to run transition if you don't rebound.
Nice feed. Yoakum finds Merritt. Marian has anywhere from 1 to 3 more games against Crossroads League foes, as that does not go for McNally. Then you get a couple of game break. You're not going to see teams from your league in the NAI or regional, as that does not go. McNally fends away Merritt. But obviously this league is conditioned to, hey, you get to that national level of the tournament, round of 16 and beyond, is double, misses a 3. There's a good chance you might see somebody else from your league again. It's not uncommon.
No, it's not uncommon at all.
Hartsoe finds Annika Nelson. Nelson on the move and a foul. Nelson needed to shoot a little bit more. She is 3 for 3 from the floor.
I think his pace right now, clearly, the Lady Knights have picked it up a little bit, and it's starting to affect the shorthanded Huntington Foresters a little bit, Greg. You can tell they're a little bit winded.
Midway through the third quarter, Marian's lead is 23, looking to claim the league championship here on the ISC Sports Network.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
This is Paul. He loves running, music, and DIY home projects. In fact, he's remodeling his kitchen thanks to a home equity line of credit from Indiana Members Credit Union. They connected him with a loan officer, got him approved at a great low rate, and made it easy for him to make his monthly payment from anywhere thanks to IMCU's digital banking. Looks like Paul can do it all with a little help from IMCU.
This story is mad good.
Ice Spice?
Who's that?
It's my ex, lemon lime soda.
This is intense.
But I love you.
Ah, buddy, it'll be okay.
Or not.
Today's game presented in part by Masters Heating and Cooling. When the action heats up, trust Masters Heating and Cooling to keep your home hot or cool. Visit mastersindy.com. Again, one-sided today because of what Marian has done defensively. Huntington tied for 4th in the league coming into the day. Beat Marian 77-66 when they played in mid-January. Marian has put the clamps down on Huntington.
They have, didn't I mentioned in the opening that Marian is really and is validated. They're playing their best game best basketball right now, Greg, but man, they have just taken this defense to another level today.
Zoe Wheeler in for the first time this half. Isolation for McNally. Turns around Merritt and misses. And again, Merritt poses a problem for McNally with that height that she has. The line drive 3 is good. Sheets her first bucket after missing her first 5 shots.
Well, you got to wonder, does Huntington have a run in him, Greg? If it's going to happen, it needs to happen here pretty quick.
Frankly, the law of averages kick in at some point in time. McNally from the elbow, no. Again, Marian has not been great from the floor for the entire game, but in this half. Nelson for 3. Got that one too.
How about 2 in a row?
She is 4 of 4 from the floor, and a 16-point game is the closest this has been, and here comes a Marian timeout.
I was about to say, Marian might want a timeout, Greg.
It is a 30 that will turn into a full. We'll step aside with it. Huntington trying to work their way back in it on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, grab me one too.
Greg Regstrup, Jan Bozier with you. Again, Senior Day festivities immediately follow this game. Marian men's game against Huntington in the neighborhood of 3 o'clock. The last 11 points belong to Huntington. Yet Marian still leads by 16 as it's 41-25. And again, credit Huntington, keep battling. Again, they are probably on the right side of the national tournament bubble as they speak right now. Trail by 16. Again, shots were going to fall for them at some point in time.
Well, you don't win 18 games and not be a pretty good ball club. You said that earlier, but it's very true. It's just whether they can weather the storm and get that offensive game turned around. You always kind of wonder when a team has 20, 25-point lead in a game. Well, you know, it's time to really set the starters. Not in this league. You're not comfortable for a while yet, and just like that, Huntington hits a couple threes, and all of a sudden that lead is still there, but it's diminished just a little bit.
We'll update you on scores next stoppage in play. When in doubt, go to McNally, but you missed it.
Yeah, she struggled really. The last 4 shots have been a little short.
And Merritt's size is giving her fits. Izzy Shepard going to get some minutes here. Good to see. Wheeler picks her pocket for a moment. Izzy turns and misses, and McNally could not save it. So Izzy, the lone freshman, in from Carmel. Part of that legendary basketball family. Her dad, Jeff, who actually unintentionally showed at halftime of the broadcast. Jeff played at, was a great player at Huntington. It's kind of the family tradition for her to head that way. This is the 16th game she has played in this season. She is averaging 5 points a game. Sheets, got it.
All of a sudden, Huntington's looks like they've got a second win, and they're a little bit comfortable. Marian's going to have to get the offense zone back in, Greg.
Didn't go to McNally. And 1. And that's 4 on Merritt.
I like the fact that Abby just stayed with it. She had some great looks the previous 3 or 4 positions and just stayed with it. She's too good of a scorer not to keep shooting.
So McNally stops a scoring drought of 3.5 minutes for Marian. Into the free throw line. Connects. She's sitting on 15 points and 15 rebounds. Shank will return. Next stoppage in play. And the ball is thrown off of Bailey. So Shank will come in. Merritt will come back.
I like what Marian's doing here with this pressure. Huntington's a little run, Greg, and whoa, my.
3-car pileup.
I rest my case about Abby just continually taking hit after hit.
Well, the reason that seemed like a bit of a jailbreak that time, Huntington realized they had 2 seconds to get the ball in the front court because of a 10-second rule by way of the shot clock. So that's why everything was kind of at a picked-up pace. And stepping on the sideline will be Sheets.
I like that call. I mean, Huntington's not going to like it, but hands were straight up, and Madison held her position, and she stepped out of bounds. That's absolutely, in my opinion, the right call, regardless who you're for.
Bailey has played every minute so far. McNally sat for 2 in the first half. Speaking of McNally, again, as soon as Merritt leaves, go right to McNally.
Bread and butter. When you need to get a run going for Marian, you just think of your bread and butter and go right back into the paint.
And Shank will bring the ball in the front court. Shepard stepped on the sideline. 18th turnover, and Jan, here is the stat of the day. 18 Huntington turnovers, 3 for Marian. Points off turnovers, 16 zip in favor of Marian.
That is a massive stat. That's not just a little stat. That's the difference maker.
Shot clock at 12.
Abby had her posted last time. They didn't see her. She's made a couple of roll here.
Kirby's floater does not go, and Nelson gets her 5th rebound. Another really good game for Annika.
Not a bad shot. That's a shot. She likes that floater a lot.
Marian switching every screen and putting hands in every passing lane in Sheets. A little frustration there.
That's a really great point. And their switching, Greg, has really caused turnovers. Some teams don't handle the switching real well if you're not used to it. And if you switch effectively, if it's a quick switch, you can literally get steals off of it.
And this is a Marian group that this group has largely been together for the last 2 years. You know exactly where your teammate is going to be.
That's a huge advantage.
Wheeler for three. Got it.
Got it. I love it when she comes in.
Zoe Wheeler. 35% three-point share on the season. And it's back to a 22-point lead.
I think you mentioned this earlier. You could see her really escalating her game this year.
McNally got sent flying on the screen, and we play on. Clock is on your screen. Bailey got it off in time, but just a bit too strong. And
oh, look out.
Yeah, Shank, and that was from the other end. McNally again does not lack for physicality, but she got sent flying on a screen, and she was going to get that last rebound come heck or high water. 49-27. Huntington made a run, but the Knights have run it back to 22 on ISC and My Indy TV.
See the success that we've had around here has been very, very rewarding for me. My name is Steve Downing. I'm athletic director. We've been able to build buildings. We've been able to put up video boards. We've been able to build locker rooms, dining halls here, and I think a lot of that speaks to the M Club itself. You know, people are really excited about what we're doing here. We haven't had to sacrifice anything for our athletes, okay, in terms of clothing them, feeding them, or traveling them to events, and we've done it in a first-class way, and I'm really excited about what that means for the M Club itself.
Let's update you on scores from elsewhere across the league. Taylor leads at Mount Vernon Nazarene, 60-56. Indiana Wesleyan leads Bethel by 8. That's late third quarter. St. Francis now has a 14-point lead on Spring Arbor. If that's the case, St. Francis will be the 2 seed. Spring Arbor will be the 3. And Grace leads Goshen by 19 late third quarter. Here it is a 22-point margin in favor of Marian. Huntington made a run to get it down to 14, but Marian has answered back. Bailey has been a pest to Sheets all game long. Yoakum for 3, no. And Wheeler tips it. Kirby saves it. Three in the corner for Bailey, no, but
give her the assist.
Thank you. McNally says, no, I'll take the rebound instead.
Listen, she's in the top 5 in assists. Give her another one.
Shot missed by Sheets. McNally 19 and 17. Shot clock at 6. Bailey puts it up, puts it in.
That's just great basketball. She's seen the shot clock, Greg. Seen a little path, little ball fake, and finished with points. Just so outstanding.
Bailey becomes the second Marian player in double figures. Shepard takes a tumble. Kirby, no. McNally just couldn't catch it in time. Shank tries to load off of Kirby and does so successfully. Raby. Not seen as much of Raby here in half number 2. Raby is their leading scorer on a per game basis this year. Immediately goes to work on McNally and scores.
Yeah, McNally just kind of backed off for just a second. She did a good job of reading that, put it right in.
Her second field goal. Bailey on the drive. Witten got her own rebound. We're going to have a question on the shot clock, I think.
I think you're right. Didn't hit the rim. I don't know if he reset it or not.
We're good to go. And frankly, there may have been, and I made a joke about this. Also, again, if it didn't hit the rim or the net, you're not really allowed to catch it because that would be traveling.
Traveling, right. That's a good point as well.
I think that's what the conversation was about. On the basket dive, does not go. McNally, extra possession, double, no. Again, it's not been Marian's A game offensively, but it has been their A+++ game defensively. Double, that's A+ right there.
That's a beautiful pass. Anything short of the pass she made there was never going to make it happen.
Shepard's runner does not go. Jan Marian's got a 26-point lead, and they are shooting 34% from the floor. Doubles bucket is good.
That's an amazing stat, it really is. That just tells you, you say it better than anybody, defense wins and defense travels.
Hartsoe, no. And right now, Huntington's seeing shadows out there.
Yeah, I think the pace has hurt Huntington because at times Marian's really picked it up and been pretty successful with a little quicker pace, and it's affected because of the number of players Huntington has used today.
Wheeler, no. Akers the rebound. All 9 players in uniform have played for Huntington. 5 have scored. Shepard rejected. McNally, 19 points, 20 rebounds, 2 blocks and 2 steals. Faust just couldn't get there in time. Akers for 3. Got it.
There it is.
Akers' first field goal. 4 tries, all from behind the arc. Akers averaging right at 3 points per game. If you are Marian, the clock is your friend here. Shot clock at 10. McNally turns and misses.
Nice look. Good ball movement, just didn't fall.
Yoakum lines one up and misses. Kylie McNally the rebound. And
get in there.
It did.
What an effort.
Kylie gets her second field goal of the game.
Took this coast to coast, Greg.
When Huntington beat Marian in January, as Kylie misses the free throw, out of bounds to Huntington, it snapped a 23-game win streak that Marian had against the Foresters. It has been double digits the entire second half. It's been no closer than 14, and that's going to be a foul. Yep, Bailey on the closeout and immediately offers her hand to Sheets. Knew that one as soon as she left her feet. 3 free throws coming up for Sheets.
And to continue to lead at this pace and not really shoot great, good but not great. Marian's got something left in the tank, Greg, going into this tournament, especially offensively if they can get a few more things clicking.
Sheets from the line connects.
It'll be a tough tournament. There's going to be a lot of potential in that, I think, in that tournament. The fact that they've earned the home court, though, certainly helps their cause.
Sheets is a free throw shooter, 74%. Native of Columbia City.
You think about those top 2 and 3 teams, St. Francis, they shoot the three about as well as any team. And then you got Spring Arbor. Some different names up on top. Usually you think of Marian and Indiana Wesleyan, but potential anyway. Maybe has some new names in down the stretch of the conference tournament.
McNally able to snag it and missed it. And Raby keeps her away from a rebound. Hartsoe on the drive, missed it. McNally gets rebound 21. Marian has 41 boards. Abby has 21 of them. Gets the pass here and scores it.
20 points, 20 plus rebounds, Greg. I'd say that's a pretty good night.
Again, not the first time she's done this.
No.
We've had her before.
That's amazing. Maybe it's not a great statement to say she makes it look easy because it takes so much to do that, but she makes it look easy.
Good hustle by Raby. Beat McNally back to the spot to track it down.
The intangible thing for Abby is just her desire to put it on the line every single game. You see that effort just at a maximum level.
What you just witnessed was Marian's 4th turnover of the game. Part of the reason why they lead it by 24 with 4:12 left to go in the regular season. Back to Marian next on the ISC Sports Network.
Some say you have to choose between reaching for Mars or harnessing more energy from a star. Going faster than the speed of sound versus bringing clean water from out of the ground. We say, why not both? The choice then is Marian University's Whitchker School of Engineering. Discover success with purpose. Learn more at marian.edu/engineering.
From ground-up building projects to around-the-clock emergency services, no one answers your prayers or the phone's quicker than Michaelis. Call 1-844-FIX-INDY. And thanks to Daryl Tips, Braden Foster, Matt Wisner, Carlos Alarcon, and Jordan Shue, our crew behind the scenes, making sure our signal gets to you on this Saturday afternoon. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier. Harvey Maggard's team has had better days, but there is very much a chance, Jan, that you and I could see them right back here next Friday night for a conference semifinal. And then they beat Marian 77-66 on January 17th. It has not been their day today.
Has Bailey ever said? I don't think so.
No. McNally. That ball was tipped, so Akers can go to the backcourt to get it. And got fouled. She'll shoot 2. So Akers to the line. Hamilton Southeastern High School, a junior. And connects. Akers on the season. Now 7 of 11 from the line, make it 8 of 12. Bailey has played 36 minutes. Abby McNally has played 34.
Really, the school thought you get in today's basketball game. A lot of people say, why don't you set them for the next game? Coaches say, I prefer them play and stay where they are. And especially when the turnaround is very short. You see that more than you ever think about resting people. The girls are in shape.
But that roll by Faust. Tested three by Akers, does not go, and Bailey tracks down the rebound. Bailey got fouled, she'll shoot two. And again, to a certain degree, Jan, you know, if they play the game and you keep score, you want to win the game. The conference tournament's kind of house money for Marian at this point. It's really about what you do at the NAIA level. And they will get an automatic bid because of today's win, having clinched the regular season league championship. Tournament champ then also gets an automatic qualifier.
Well, especially though when you're playing very well as they are, you want to maintain that.
Yep.
So it's more about how you play. The results will take care of themselves.
And Sheets, I think, tripped over her own teammate. Timeout is given to Marian. It'll be a 30-second timeout. So when the screen is set here, yeah, that had to have been Sheets and Merritt just got tangled up. 30-second timeout. And let's update you on the other scores from elsewhere around the league. Taylor leads in Mount Vernon Nazarene, 68-67, 7:12 to play. Indiana Wesleyan leads Bethel, 49-45, 6:28 to go. St. Francis is going to win their game, so Marian and St. Francis will finish 1-2, Spring Arbor 3. Grace leads Goshen 80-67 with 6:38 to play. And again, it's Goshen and Mount Vernon Nazarene that likely will end up here. Taylor is the likely number 7 seed. Or they are the 7 seed. It's a matter if Marian's going to be the 2 or the 1. They're the 1. So see who wins the tiebreaker between Grace and Mount Vernon Nazarene, or frankly, if it is needed. But Marian, if they're the 1 seed, that would be a 6 o'clock game on Tuesday night. Turnover by Marian. Akers, blocked by McNally. And McNally took a bump after that.
McNally's had at least 2, maybe 3 blocks today. That may move her up. She was only 1 or 2 behind. She's currently in 4th place, Greg. She may be knocking on the door of 3rd place, depending on how the 3rd place player plays today.
3 blocks for Abby. So Raby to shoot 2. Raby on the season, 79% from the line, but left that short. Huntington part of a group that, again, could be anywhere between 4 and 6 in the league standings.
Yeah, she's solid in 4th place. She'll have to have quite a few blocks to catch 3rd. Certainly doesn't hurt her cause today with 3, but she's about 10 or so behind the 3rd place in block shots.
Little inversion here, Bailey posting up, and it works just the same.
Well, Greg, she's been in double figures in most of the year, especially the second half.
Look ahead pass, and one more time, Kylie McNally gets the layup. Less than 2 to play. Barring a late explosion, it's going to be back-to-back games in the 40s for Huntington. And they finished with the top 2 teams in the league and were beaten soundly in both of those games. Hartsoe flying down the floor, stepped through, missed it. Touched last by Marian.
Wow, Bailey sitting down, Greg. Just cannot say enough good things about what she did today. Just an unbelievable game. Just solid from all aspects of what she put on the floor.
So she'll go 38 minutes and 31 seconds.
That's amazing.
Foul. And free throws coming up for Raby. Well, and kind of trying to take a glance at the league standings and results. Huntington swept Indiana Wesleyan, but was swept by Bethel. And again, all three of those teams could end up with the same league record. So the permutations could be rather interesting if it's those three that get together. The league will send out information about that later this afternoon as to who is playing where on Tuesday. And Marian knows they'll be here as the number 1 seed. Stay tuned, we'll have Senior Day festivities that follow our broadcast. We'll see if it's going to be curtain call time here shortly.
I was thinking the same thing myself.
For the Marian seniors. The slip, the bucket. Kylie McNally scores. Abby. 23 and 21 for Abby today. And here comes the subs for Marian, as that three is good. Izzy Shepard got it to go, her first bucket of the game.
Marian might take a token timeout here.
That's exactly what they're going to do. And literally just to sub players in, this is the senior send-off moment. Coleman, Frank, Grimm, Wheeler in, Faust, the McNally twins, and Kirby. It could be as many as 5 more games in this building for this group with the official senior day today.
Greg, I'd say that's 4 really quality players. Man, have they produced some amazing basketball for here at Marian.
They have been in the final 16 of the national tournament all 3 years they have been together. Frank just checked in, why not?
There you go.
Let it fire.
Oh, there's your future.
Had a chance to talk to her dad, Kevin. Great timing for the Frank family.
Yeah.
Washington played at Southport at 10 a.m. in the semi-state and then played here at 1 o'clock. Getting their dose of basketball today. Nelson scores, and all that Marian has to do is bring this ball in the front court, and that will be that. Looks like Frank's gonna maybe try to do something with it, we'll see. I think now Wheeler's gonna be content to put the ball on her hip and say that is enough. Taylor Double will do the exact same thing. Marian has avenged both losses during this regular season to St. Francis as well as Huntington. They are once again the Crossroads League regular season champs, and they frankly were not challenged today. Final score this one, 72-47. Jan, final thoughts.
Well, give Coach Anderson tons of credit. You know, obviously a really good team, but sometimes those are as challenging as the other. She did a magnificent job of allowing these 4 seniors who have just been superb players and leaders to really guide this to an amazing season, and we ain't done yet.
23 for Abby McNally and 21 rebounds. Madison Bailey had 13 points and 6 boards in 38 minutes. For Huntington, 12 for Annika Nelson, 10 for Raby. 47 points. All that the Foresters could muster today. So there's a trophy presentation you're going to see first. Then we'll have the Senior Day celebration. But the regular season championship trophy and the automatic ticket to the NAI Regional, the NAI National Tournament, goes to the Marian University Knights. So 16-2 in league play. Number 4 ranked team in the country. One of 3 ranked teams in the league in the top 16. And St. Francis likely will be regional hosts. Spring Arbor might be a regional host.
You never take those moments for granted. A lot of effort, a lot of good things goes into creating an atmosphere and environment. Athletic director Mitch, our guy, so many people behind the scenes to help make this just a phenomenal program. And boy, congratulations, Greg, to the Lady Knights. Just outstanding.
Final numbers in this one, Huntington shot 29% from the floor, Marian 40%. Huntington was 6 of 23 from three-point range. Marian made 2 threes the entire game. Huntington 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Marian 10 of 14. Turnovers, 23 committed by Huntington, 6 committed by Marian. Points off turnovers, 21 to 5 in favor of Marian. So Marian has the number 1 seed. Will play Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. And they'll wait to see how other games play out. Vernon Nazarene and Grace are both currently winning. One of those teams will be here on Tuesday for the 1-8 game in the conference tournament. There you see the senior players, senior parents.
Let me tell you, Greg, as somebody who's kind of went through this from the senior perspective, you go, once it gets here, you go, man, that went fast.
Marian men's players will largely have a seat. More players being recognized here on the women's side. And Olivia Faust is a redshirt junior. This is kind of one of those, it's not legally binding. She is allowed to come back next year if she so chooses.
I certainly hope from our standpoint she does, but she'll have to make that decision. You know, it's a lot of work that goes into that. Body takes a toll on the body a little bit, all the work that goes in.
Once this ceremony starts, we'll simply turn it over to the public address voice of the night, so Mark Erdosi, and we'll handle all of this for us. Men's game will start probably in the neighborhood of 3:15, 3:20 this afternoon. And clearly our player is going to make out well from the gift standpoint, as you can see.
Man, Santa came, didn't he?
And with that, let's turn over to Mark Erdosi for our Senior Day ceremonies.
To recognize our men's and women's basketball seniors. Today we have 5 basketball seniors to honor, representing both our men's and women's basketball programs. Our first senior today will be from the men's basketball program. Ladies and gentlemen, number 25, Hayden Naura. Although injuries ended his playing days early, Hayden has been a vital voice for the Knights men's basketball team, helping the program this year as a student coach. Hayden has been an example and leader for the underclassmen of the program for the past 2 years, and after his graduation, the finance and management major at Marian hopes to begin a career coaching and working in the corporate world. Today, Hayden is joined by his parents, Zahi and Bobby Joe, and his brothers, Alex and Zachary. Ladies and gentlemen, number 25, Hayden Naura. And now, it's time for the ladies. Our women's senior class has carried on the level of excellence at Marian, having reached the NAIA tournament quarterfinals 3 times in their career, while this season bringing home their second Crossroads League championship. The senior class has 114 career wins to date and have their eyes on more as they conclude their career. Our first senior lady knight is number 34, Kenna Kirby. Kenna majored in exercise science at Marian while completing minors in biology and psychology, and after her playing days are complete, she plans to start in the doctoral program of physical therapy at Indiana State University. On the court, Kenna has found her way into the top 50 all-time at Marian in points scored and ranks in the top 35 in all-time assists, made 3-pointers, and steals. Today, Kenna is joined on the court by her mom, Erin, and stepdad, Matt, her brother and sister-in-law, Kyle and Rachel, and her niece and nephew, Lainey and Luke. Fans, number 34, Kenna Kirby. Our next senior is number 24, Olivia Faust. Olivia has overcome adversity in her career after recovering from an injury as a freshman and is now on the verge of scoring her 600th career point as a Knight. Olivia has also moved into the top 25 all-time career made three-pointers. In her academic career, Olivia has majored in sport performance, and after her graduation this spring, she plans to return to Marian next year as a fifth-year student-athlete, playing for the Knights while working on a master's in education with hopes of one day becoming a basketball coach. Today, Olivia is joined by her parents, Brooke and Chris, and her brothers, Luke and Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, number 24, Olivia Faust. Our final basketball seniors today are the McNally twins. Number 12, Kylie McNally, and number 11, Abby McNally. On the court, Kylie has played a key rotational role for the Knights, closing in on her 600th career point while also ascending to the top 20 all-time in steals as a Knight. Abby has had a historic career at Marian and will go down as the program's all-time leader in rebounds and shots made, while still having a chance to become the all-time leading scorer. Last week, Abby scored her 2,000th career point and now has 1,300 career rebounds. Both sisters majored in exercise science at Marian, and after graduation, they both plan to move to Florida to attend the Palmer College of Chiropractic with aspirations of becoming chiropractors. Today, the girls are joined by their grandma Sharon, their brothers Johnny and Shane, along with sister-in-law Sarah, their father John, and accompanied in memory of their late mother Kathy, whose love continues to guide them. Ladies and gentlemen, Abby and Kylie McNally. Fans, let's give it up one more time for our 2026 Marian men's and women's basketball seniors, Hayden, Kenna, Olivia, Kylie, and Abby.
And with that, we will give our career break between games. Congratulations to those five talented individuals. Again, Hayden Nara has dealt with nothing but injuries during his 4 years at Marian, but when given the opportunity, was a heck of a basketball player. This quartet of women's basketball players, of which one will return next year in Olivia Faust, will have a lot left they can accomplish as Marian University Knights. Marian, once again, regular season Crossroads League champions in basketball. After losing to Huntington by 11 on January the 17th, they win going away today. Your final score in this one, Marian 72, Huntington 47. We'll see you on Tuesday night for our next women's game in the opening round of the Crossroads League tournament. Our men's broadcast comes right in approximately 25 minutes. Thanks for joining us for Marian University Hoops on the ISC Sports Network.